welcome. You're watching Global Lens on News9 Live with me, Neha Khanna, and our focus continues to be on the Israel-Hamas war. As Israeli airstrikes continue to pound the densely populated enclave, Gaza has run out of power. This after the only power station in the Palestinian enclave ran out of fuel and had to shut down. This means people will have to rely on generators if they have diesel to run them to power hospitals and other critical infrastructure. This as Israel relentlessly rains down missiles on the Palestinian territory. The electricity shut-off in Gaza has sparked fears of an additional crisis as hospitals struggle to treat thousands of people who've been wounded in Israel's crippling counteroffensive. Israel has ordered a total siege of Gaza, a 365 square kilometer strip of land that is home to 2.3 million people and is one of the most densely populated areas in the world. Israeli Defense Minister Yoav Gallant said, "No electricity, no food, no water and no gas. It's all closed." Soon after he made that statement, Israel stopped supply of fuel, water and food to Gaza. Many have accused Israel of committing a war crime by enforcing the siege and depriving millions of people of food and water. The humanitarian crisis is fast worsening. This siege comes in response to the most barbaric terror attacks in Israel's history carried out by Hamas terrorists on Saturday. Hamas bombarded Israel with thousands of rockets, at least 5,000 in a span of just 20 minutes, overpowering the famed Iron Dome. At least 1,500 gunmen stormed the heavily fortified border and slaughtered hundreds of Israelis. The stories of savagery that have emerged from Israel are bone-chilling. Civilians were butchered, maimed, tortured, burnt alive, women raped and paraded, babies beheaded, at least 40 babies and children brutally killed, their bodies mutilated. Israel has likened Hamas to ISIS. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has vowed to exact vengeance on Hamas, saying his country will destroy the terror outfit and finish the war that Hamas has started. In the attacks and the counterattacks, nearly 4,000 people have died on both sides and thousands more have been injured. The death toll in Israel has crossed 1,200, while more than 1,000 have been killed in Israeli airstrikes on Gaza. People in Gaza are seeking shelter in schools and hospitals as Israeli jets attack targets. Israel says civilian buildings in Gaza are legitimate military targets as they are being used to stash Hamas assets. Hospitals are overwhelmed and overflowing with the wounded. The Israeli military says hundreds of thousands of troops, including 300,000 reservists, are positioned near Gaza, ready to execute the mission that they have been given. Remember, Hamas terrorists are also holding around 150 hostages in Gaza, including many children. The hostages include not just Israelis, but also many foreigners, including Americans. Hamas has threatened to execute one hostage every time Israel drops a bomb without warning. Meanwhile, the Pope has called on Hamas to release all hostages and also acknowledged Israel's right to self-defense. Pope Francis said, "It is the right of those who are attacked to defend themselves." He also expressed concern for the total siege facing the Palestinians in Gaza, where many innocent lives have been lost as well. He added, "Terrorism and extremism do not help to reach a solution to the conflict between Israelis and Palestinians, but fuel hatred, violence and revenge, causing suffering to both sides."
There are moments in this life, and I mean this literally, when the pure, unadulterated evil is unleashed on this world. The people of Israel lived through one such moment this weekend. The bloody hands of the terrorist organization Hamas, a group whose stated purpose for being is to kill Jews. This was an act of sheer evil. More than 1,000 civilians slaughtered, not just killed, slaughtered in Israel.
Terrorists like Putin or like Hamas seek to hold free and democratic nations as hostages. And they want power over those who seek freedom. The terrorists will not change They just must lose.
France is also on the side of international law and peace, of which it is and will remain a staunch defender. Everything must be done to avoid escalation in the Middle East, to protect the civilian population and to prevent the Middle East from going up in flames. These unjustifiable terrorist attacks by Hamas must not distract us from search for a lasting peace and a political solution to the conflict.